That's a good point. Style is a big thing. I mean, and not even just style, because there's two different styles, right, guys? There's the Gaethje Alvarez style that we're talking about, but then there's the Conor McGregor style that, whether we like it or not, man, that traditionally is done well, and there's different variations of that too, Chael Sonnen style, and so on. So there's all these different factors that kind of determine it. But speaking of Tyron Woodley, I will say one of the common threads that we could see more of is, whether you agree with Tyron Woodley or not, he brings up a good point, and the promotion and the promoters to promote their fighters. And you can make arguments that are probably easy to make, depending on what fighters you want to use for your example, that some fighters are promoted maybe unfairly and unjustly, arguably, than others, right? So there's that argument too, which I totally get. The fighters through the comb. I watch, what's relevant. I need to watch from a timeline perspective, from beginning to end. So I'm watching Eddie Alvarez's footage, right? And I get toward the end of it. So now I'm at UFC 205. He's about to face Conor McGregor, and I picked Alvarez going into the fight, and we all saw what happened, right? And even as I'm watching in hindsight, knowing what happened, I'm still thinking in my head, going, you know what? I'd still pick Eddie. With the information that we had, I'd still pick Eddie, knowing what I know in hindsight, and then to see what Conor did to him, and then add on top of that what Matt said. Then we go on top of it and see what Eddie takes from Gaethje and gives back to him. I mean, it definitely makes it, scratch your head and make, look at much more impressive as far as Conor's performance there. Yeah. How long is A? Forget. I mean, I think the fans are kind of already turn, and the longer you stay away from the sport, the harder it is. The fans will turn on you. We see how fickle the fans are in this sport, but how long can he stay away before his perspective changes, A, and more importantly, B, how long can he stay away, until the UFC, because they can't just wait for Conor fights. Like we just talked about, guys. How many more can he really offer? And when's his next fight going to be? In the meantime, the UFC needs to provide some answers for the main event topic we were just talking about, So my question is, how long can he stay away? Because aside from the Eddie Alvarez sample size, which is impressive, we just broke down, if we look at literally every other opponent, their careers have changed. Aldo has changed. Max decisively beat him, leaving no questions twice. And now Aldo, there's a bunch of questions about him. Who knows what state's Chad Mendez in whenever he gets back? Diego Brandao is a completely different person. I mean, we can go through the line of Conor McGregor's resume, and he can hang his hat on it, and it's true. And we can't take these thing away from nor would I want to. But I guess the question is here is, how long can he hang his hat on these things until everything really starts to change? Because something's got to happen soon, I imagine.
Yeah, man, that's definitely the one I want. I've been calling him out for a while, trying to get that fight. I know he's sitting there trying to hope and beg for a title fight, but I mean, the champ is injured, and he's going to be out for a couple months. So, I mean, what's the point of sitting on the sideline? You might as well stay busy. If anything, yeah, I've been trying to get my manager. Told him to head up to UFC, so hopefully I'll get some word about something this week. And, yeah, I mean, Tyron shouldn't be talking about it, man. That guy's sitting there trying to trash talk his way to a title fight. And that's not the way to go about it, man. You have to sit there, fight, beat the best guys, and win. He's honestly picking and choosing all of his fights. He's acting like he beat the greatest guys. He beat Maya, but, I mean, honestly, if Maya can't take you down, there's really nothing else Maya can do to you. He's not going to hurt you on the feet. I mean, you're Covington, but, I mean, any other good striker that's not a amateur kickboxer like Covington is, anybody else would have put Maya away in that kickboxing match. So, I mean, honestly, I think that he needs to fight, get at least another win out of the way for him to earn that title shot like he thinks he got already. That's what's making no sense nowadays. People are sitting there like, oh, you call out Covington. Are you serious? He's not ranked. Or you call this guy, you're not ranked. I'm like, how does an unranked guy get ranked? You have to fight a ranked guy. You're always going to be fighting down. It's not like you're going to sit there and all these guys think that they deserve a title shot because they're ranked number 5 or 4. You're obviously going to have to fight down. There's only so many rankings, and rankings don't mean nothing. Ranking is just a number next to your name. If you're on the street, you're going to fight somebody. You're not going to ask him what his ranking is first. No, you're just going to sit there and fight. I don't know what all these guys are sitting there talking about. Oh, I'm number 15. I can't fight nobody that's not ranked. I'm number 10. I can't fight a guy that's not ranked. I'm a fighter. You're either going to fight. I'm on a 3-fight winning streak. I don't care what the ranking says next to my name. I can sit there and fight with any guy that's in the top 5. I know that I can compete with anybody in the world, so I don't care what number is next to my name or what number is next to their name. You're going to have to fight no matter what. So you can't sit there and say, oh, you don't have a number next to your name, I can't fight you. That makes no sense for me. It's a fight. You're going to get paid for it. That's what makes sense. I feel like I'm bringing something new to the game. I feel like I'm well-rounded everywhere. I can sit there, strike with a striker, as you guys saw in my last fight. I could wrestle with wrestlers. I can grapple with grapplers. I could do it all, man. And I feel like that's what the new up-and-comers are all about now. That's what you need in MMA nowadays. These one-sided guys, like these specialists like David Meyer or whatever, they're like that old style, and you're seeing now that guys are be able to break them, and they got nothing else to. They ain't got no game plan, second game plan. They're just stuck. If they can't finish you with jiu-jitsu or can't get you to the ground, they're done. Me, if I can't get you to the ground, all right, then I'm gonna sit there and strike with you. That's the plan with me. My plan for Tim Means was to try to take him down. It didn't work out, so I ended up beating him on the feet. No sense. Gaethje, I thought Gaethje was winning the fight, but he's sitting there. If he would have just stayed on the outside kicking his leg, he could have won the fight easily. But he went in there, stood in front of him, and wanted to bang for some reason. I'm like, what are you doing? You make no sense. You had the fight won. You would have never got knocked out if you. Eddie Alvarez's leg was done in the third round. You could have just stayed to the outside, leg kicked him to death, and he would have been finished. But he has no other game plan, no fight smarts, because he wanted to sit there and bang with him. I was like, there's no need to bang with him. You had the fight won. Just keep leg kicking him, and he's gonna drop. Why are you gonna sit there and try to get the fans to go crazy? You already had that entertainment value. Fans are gonna love you anyway because you're gonna finish him with leg kicks. There's no need to stand there in front of him, two inches away from him, and throw bombs. Man, like, all these guys want you to sit there and bang and stuff, but then when you get, like, everybody's sitting there talking bad about Tyron Woodley, like, oh, he's boring. But he sat there. He didn't get hit by Maya like what's his name? Covington did. Covington got there bloodied up by a jiu-jitsu guy, and T. Woodley dominated him. Honestly, he dominated him. He won the fight easily, and he's still the champ, and he's still getting champion money. That's what it's about, getting the champion money. Once you're the champ, you get in that big paychecks. People are saying, oh, his fights against Wonderboy were boring. But then look at what's his face, Masvidal. Masvidal tried to walk Wonderboy down, and look what happened to him. He got beat up, and now look at him. Now he's at the back of the line. Honestly, like every single fight I've had so far was like against a striker in the UFC, and I want to like showcase my grappling. I want to go into like a wrestler to show them that I can do anything. I can fight any type of fighter. But like the gym I'm at right now, I'm at Rufus Sport, so I got literally all types of strikers, all types of fighters here. So I'm going against long rangey guys, short, stocky guys, all these guys that are in the gym every day. So that's why it's easy for me. That's why it was easy to switch from a boring Jesse Taylor wrestler to a long, rangey striker like Tim Means. Quick, the game plan really ain't changed because I'm going against those guys every day, so it really don't matter. And it just sounds stupid. It makes you look stupid, man. That's not going to win you fans that way. Me, I'm just going to keep winning, and I'm going to keep calling out fighters on Twitter and stuff like that. I don't need to sit there and try to fake it, try to be like a Conor McGregor. Because people, like the fans will know what's genuine and what's not genuine. When Conor did it, that was real. That was the type of person he is. When Chael Sonnen did it, he did it. It was smooth. When freaking Kobe does it, it's like it's a joke. It's like, is this guy serious? And it's like his stuff is so like childish. It's literally like high school trash talk. And I'm like, I don't know if this kid thinks he's funny or not, but it's like sounds stupid. It makes you look dumb. Nah, that dude's sitting there watching like 1995 WWF episodes, trying to find a speech that they're saying on there, and then try to copy it out to himself, or literally copying everything Chael Sonnen said to Anderson Silva. Yeah, man, it was a big weekend, man. It was great just because all of us were training at the same time, so we were all in camp at the same time. So the whole gym was in fight mode. So everybody was in the gym helping each other out. So that was the great thing about it. But yeah, like you said, like you're sitting there. I worry more about my teammates than when I fight. I get more stressed out when they fight than when I fight. So it felt good to see them all get wins. You know, we had a setback with Sergio, but we did get 3 W's out of the weekend, so that was great. Man, it was the worst ride ever because they flew us like to Hong Kong first, and then we had to go from Hong Kong to Australia. So that was like 19 hours to Hong Kong, and I was literally on the plane like doing push-ups, like walking back and forth, and then sitting there because I couldn't fall asleep on the plane. And then I was literally just trying to work out. People were just looking at me weird, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't care. But then, like, people were telling me on the way there, they're like, yeah, make sure you have like compression pants because your legs will get swollen and stuff like that. And I was like, all right. So on the way there, I took all precautions. I wore all that. Then on the way home, I was like, yeah, I don't need it no more. I already won my fight. Then I got home, my legs were swollen, my ankles were swollen. I was like, dang, I should have kept doing it. Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, I know guys that are sitting there cutting like 20 pounds the week of, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing? That makes no sense at all. And then you got people that are smarter with it. Like even Frankie Edgar, when he fought at 55, people are like, oh, you're so small. But it's an advantage because you're not cutting there, you're not killing your body. That he was able to be champion, even though he was smaller, he still had the energy to go five rounds easy just because he wasn't killing himself, killing his body. Then you got guys that are still moving up and still missing weight. Like people are saying, we need more weight classes, but I feel like people are still going to be waiting until the last second, no matter what, to cut the weight. Like you see Johnny Hendricks and Kevin Gastelum, they're still having a hard time, even though they moved up 15 pounds. So like even if they add like a 165-pound weight class, people are still gonna miss. People are still gonna wait till the last second to cut. It's still gonna be hard cuts for them. So like I don't really think that adding more weight class is gonna help the situation. It's just people need to be smarter. If you're too big, move up. Makes no sense. Are you that much afraid that them guys are that much bigger than you?
It's definitely changed for the better. I'm just really glad I got the opportunity to be in the UFC and actually make money in this career I've chosen. Yeah, that was definitely the hardest part, is being away from my husband and my daughter, because I'm around them all day, every day. It was a huge change, and even just not having my phone and not being able to communicate with anybody and just being by myself, it helped me work on myself kind of and learn how to make friends better, I guess, because I made a lot of friends in the house as well. And really just become a better fighter and a better person.
It feels good. I mean, it feels good that people see me on that radar and see me at that level. I know I'm at that level, but again, just you got to get me in front of the right person. Again, if Dana White was to go to if it's been to any of my fights at all, there's no doubt I would get a contract right then and there. I mean, just my performances, the way I fight, the skill level, the guys I'm fighting, how skilled they are, and I'm just figuring out finding a way to beat them. And I'm not just wrestling. I'm not just doing jiu-jitsu. I'm not just out boxing them. I'm out mixed martial arts. If I can't beat you standing, I'm taking you to the ground. I can't take you to the ground, I'm beating you standing. I'm finding a way to beat you. Most of these fighters, they're just good at one thing, and they're just stick to that. Once you shut that down, they have nothing else. But me, again, I've had people shut down my wrestling, and I've outboxed people. I've had people, take me down, and I'm submitting them from the bottom. Like, I'm well-rounded everywhere.
I was 100% confident I was going to get that win. So, that part wasn't surprising. I was glad how fast I finished it. And, going in there, I know I still had a lot of things to work on. Like, going and looking at the fight, I was like, okay, I could have done this better. And that's why I was at the gym today, because I still want to get better. Like, I know I should have been the one fighting there for that belt. Like, I believe I could beat any of the girls on the show. And so that's why I'm still trying to get better and working on making it to the ultimate goal.
Like before, I expect, so even when she does something good, I expect it to be great. Like she does something good, I'm like, it can be better, you know what I mean? But since we're around each other all the time, and you know what I mean, she's supposed to cry on my shoulder, I'm supposed to comfort her and all that stuff. So sometimes she takes it wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like she'll have a sparring match and she's winning the round easily, but instead of me telling her what she's doing right, I'll be like, hey, why aren't you throwing the right? Why aren't you slipping? You know what I mean? It seems like I'm telling her she's doing a bad job, and she's like she takes it the wrong way, but I can't help it, you know what I mean? She's my wife, and I want her to be great. I want her to be good. I want her to be great. So I don't point out the good things. I point out all the bad things that we can fix. But this last fight, I've caught on, you know what I mean? I got to compliment her and say the right things.
By now, I kind of know already what I did wrong.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about it.
Before he even said anything. So we're at that level now. I think actually Legacy helped prepare me a lot for that fight, especially that fight being a little bit smaller for the UFC. I felt like it was kind of just like a Legacy fight. Besides all the press afterwards, and yeah, I think just being on the show and taking those couple Legacy fights, I think that really helped me prepare for the nerves and to get that win under the lights. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Getting like fans and stuff. I'm still the same person and everything. I haven't changed at all, but it's definitely weird just because I'm just very to myself and I only have like a few people I really talk to. So it's different.
Yeah, main thing that I picked up on, I don't think she really learned anything from the show, like skill wise, but coming back from the show, it helped her be more comfortable in front of cameras and conversate a lot with Tana. She's a shy person, you know what I mean? She does her business. She goes to practice to the gym, and she's done. Like, you know what I mean? She doesn't, like me, I'm like, hey, what's up? My job. So now, coming from the house, like, she's more talkative. She talks to more people. She's more vocal. She's not that shy for the cameras. Like, usually in the past, she has to do interviews, like, in a room by herself. She came out to the fights with us in Vegas, And she knew after she watched the show, she saw that Montana had lost to Nico, and she was just like, "I better not see Nico. I don't want to see her. I don't want nothing to do with her." People all the time like, "Oh, I got a 6-year-old and she does this." I'm like, "Oh, how cute!" Like this weekend, this weekend, most of the UFC staff they saw her and like, "Oh, you do wrestling, you do jiu-jitsu. How old are you? 6? Cute." And I was like, "It's not what you think." I show them the video, and they're just like, "Holy shit, she can wrestle!" Like they just imagine some cute little 6-year-old little baby wrestling. No, she's blasting kids off their feet. Like she's destroying these kids. Same with guys now. Like usually, I cross train. Like I'll go like to Team Alpha Male. I'll go out to Colorado. I've been to Jackson Wings. I've gotten all these looks. Like I got a good squad where I'm at in Texas. But like I mean, again, you see all these big camps. I'm like, oh, look at all these guys thinking that they're doing something special. But then I go out there. Nobody's doing anything special that I'm not doing already. They got the big numbers. They got, of course, they got a lot of elite guys and stuff, but I don't get that one-on-one attention that I want, that I need. So I was like, when I came after doing all my travel, my last camp, I was like, well, I'm in a position now. Why can't I have that? Why can't I have my own schedule? Why? I mean, I'm the one stepping in the cage. Why can't I surround myself with my own staff? And so I mean, again, that light bulb clicked, and now I'm doing all my training. Got a Genesis Jiu-Jitsu. We're opening up a new gym down the street. We're building it brand new, 2-story. We're going to add an MMA program now. So now I'm going to get everything all out of one gym. As before, I would go down the road, 30 minutes away, here's boxing. 20 minutes down here, here's wrestling. 20 minutes back, here's jiu-jitsu. Now I got all my coaches coming under one building now. So now it's going to be great.
It has been a journey. Did I have legacy fights this year? I don't even remember.
Montana won. You won your first title, 125-pound title.
I did, yeah.
Before you went to the show.
Yeah, I won my first belt right before I went to the show. Then going and trying out for the show, like it's just been all MMA this year, basically, just full throttle, like straight in the UFC, and everything's just been amazing. On my way up there, doing the show, and finally getting that UFC win, everything's actually paying off.
It's been crazy. I mean, again, I've learned a lot about myself. I signed with Combate. Again, I like the company. I've taken 2 short notice fights for them. Like I'm talking about, like I've been trying to go down to 25. I've taken, like I'm talking about, like 3 weeks notice. Mexico City, high altitude, pollution bad down there. No altitude training the first one. Went down there, fought a guy 8-0, took him out the second round with no altitude training whatsoever. I've heard of people getting sick, almost dying from altitude sickness, can't breathe, hyperventilating, going crazy. I went out there, you know what I mean, with zero altitude training, put on a performance. Again, took another fight for them against a dang giant. Altitude training. I got a little bit of altitude training for that one, but not as much. Then went back out there, took the guy out the third round, never been cut before. I've been learning a lot about myself this year. I mean, again, my body's still growing. I've been learning changes. I mean, just big together. I'm so young. I've been just different changes. My mind's super experienced, but my body's still catching up. My body's still developing. I guess you can say they're always telling me you can't wait till you get your grown man strength. I'm starting to feel stronger. My body's changing. I'm hitting harder. I'm shooting fast. I feel more experienced. I don't train as crazy anymore as before. Like I would train like 6-7 times a day. Now I'm training smarter. I'm more wiser. I don't even put in that much work in. I mean, again, no one's driving their Ferrari at 100 RPMs the whole damn time. You gotta let that. Again, I'm learning all about that. I mean, again, my body's. I've been performing super great lately. Like I mean, again, in sparring and jiu-jitsu and wrestling, I've been doing whatever I want. I've been feeling great. And again, like I said, I mean, when you're an undefeated fighter, you feel unstoppable. You know what I mean? I know one punch, one elbow, one thing. I mean, I got an L on my record or something bad can happen. You know what I mean? But again, the main thing, I'm not afraid to lose. Like again, I'm not afraid to lose. I know if I do lose, I'm gonna learn something. And again, I want to be in the gym and more focused, trying to figure out what I did wrong, what I could do better. But in this game, I mean, one wrong move, one punch, one kick, one elbow, one knee, one wrong feint, and you can get knocked out. So, I mean, I got to learn about a lot by myself. I mean, I feel more experienced now. I'm only 20. I just turned 23. And, I mean, I can't wait for 2018. To be honest, a lot of stuff's going to happen in 2018 that I'm excited for. I can't wait to just, I mean, again, show a lot of people what I'm capable of and just getting my name out there a lot more.